Okay.
Okay, we're starting. Bernard, if you could tell us about your a little of your background that led you to what I suppose you were like a light worker type of philosophy, and up to the point where uh, you confronted a demon because you didn't believe in them at first. So if you could just give us a little.
Okay, I grew up in a Christian home, and I was a reborn Christian, part of the local prayer groups, participating in it pretty much fully, meaning that I participated in everything, and I was absolutely convinced of being saved by Jesus. That pretty much continued into after school, into my first few years at university, studying law. Then the first time my curiosity was tweaked is I met a man that looked at me and started telling me things about me that nobody knew, and I was obviously very curious, because it's like impossible things. Even what age did I have, what illness, events that took place with me in my past 10 years and longer ago. So I asked some questions, and I didn't realize at that stage what was really going on. And he gave me a strange answer. He said to me, "You can read it in my eyes." So obviously I started doing some research, and the closest I could get was iridology, so I did some iridology courses, read the books of Jensen.
Jensen.
He wrote basically the books of iridology. And what was fascinating, in the eyes was a map of the physical body, where you could see if there's any form of disease brewing or a disease already manifested. So I was, from there went on to do a lot of reading about homeopathy. Very intrigued by the principles of homeopathy, which basically deals with the premise of like cures like, and that the primary medicines they're using, or the way they are formulating it, homeopathy is working on the spirit of the substance in a way. It's like an imprint more than a vibration, because even at an undetectable level, which means at the level where no vibration is measurable, the effect is still measurable. So obviously one must go and study yourself these things. You can read the books from Hahnemann, or have a look, especially from Europe. Homeopathy spread around the world, so, and it's basically utilizing what is here to assist with correcting dysfunctions. From there I was exposed one evening to a strange event. I was watching TV. At that stage, the very same man that I met has become my father-in-law. So I'm watching TV, and the next moment he said in a strange voice, "Put off the TV." So I put off the TV, and there was another voice speaking through the body. And that was the first time I was exposed unexpectedly to a deep trance medium. Then I only started finding out that he's been able to do that since childhood, and that he's done extensive research at University of the Witwatersrand in Johannesburg with people like Professor Haroff and Arthur Blacksley in studies of particularly materialization, healing, and related matters. And that they have actually been in sessions where materializations actually happened, which was observed by various of these scientists from the university. He was also utilizing his particular gifts during the Second World War in the service of the army. So he started kind of exposing me to things that I have never been exposed to. From my perspective, I was being quite convinced of that if I understood the Bible correctly, that if God is everything, then there is nothing but God, then evil as such, or the devil as such, cannot exist by the very definition of almightiness. So that caused obviously quite a few shockwaves in the family when I started expressing that from my perspective the devil cannot exist according to the scriptures, and that the only evil was in the mind of man. I was then exposed to various of the pastors from churches that tried to convince me that the devil did exist, and they used the Bible for that, and I found that quite fascinating, because using the Bible to convince me about the devil, I'm really not interested in this. So to me it simply didn't exist. Man, in essence, from my perspective, was inherently good, but simply through exposure, through various pressures, environment, social, cultural and so on, man became something that was weak in a way.